Hello guys and welcome back to another episode here on the 404 Not Found technical server. So I hope you enjoyed that time lapse. We have now built up the concrete factory and its storage. Sorry that it cut short a little bit. I had to go because it was, well, too late. I've been working it for hours and I need to go to bed. And it was actually finished off by Niru and Easy, so thank you both for doing that. And they've actually also done all the filters. So, oh, I didn't mean to fool then. Yes, so the entire storage is completely done. All the filters are done. The only thing we've got to do is fill up the shulker box input, so we've got some input at the moment. Last time I checked, it was a few days ago, and I didn't finish it off. Yep, okay, so that one's now empty. This needs to be completely full if we want to run it for quite a long time. There are a lot of loaders, and this thing will eat through the shulker boxes very quickly when we are using it. So the only thing that we need to do here is actually test it out, and we can't do that currently because we don't have a concrete duper that's fast enough. So the original location of the old concrete factory is actually here in the expanded part of the main storage perimeter. DH has been working on filling up all the gaps in a roughly, I think it's 200 something block square, or is it 150 something, I don't know. Anyway, it's basically so that for the most part wherever you will be in main storage, because it's going to be centered on this portal, it will be, there'll be no mobs spawning in any of the gaps, because we did run the World Eater one based on one more layer below the y equals 5, so that you could just get rid of all the remaining blocks of y equals 6. But yep, anyway, we had to remove the old factory, and that's here, and it's no longer be built. The chunk loader for the old factory is still there. Sorry, I keep saying factory, Duper, the old Duper. But yeah, we need to find another location, and we actually have already been working on this for the last few months. We do in fact still have a duper, but this is for the 108k duper, and this is actually the, well, it was the sand duper, but it looks like someone was using it as a concrete duper. So let's just, yeah, someone converted it into a concrete duper, but that was back when we still had the 108k factory, so this will no longer work. This can't work with the 192k factory because the 192k factory works from a 6 game tick duper, not an 8 game tick duper, which is this. So we could reuse this location for the new duper, however it's not ready for what we have planned. And that plan is to have 20 dupers across the entire server. Yes, 20. 19 will be gravity block dupers, another will be a dragon egg duper because, well, why not? And at each location we are going to prepare them to be lag efficient, so that's going to be a basically a chunk loading parry, so a 7x7 chunk perimeter, so quite small. We have the resources to do those sort of things quite easily. However, we're going to have to do it quite a number of times, like you said, 20. And we're also going to have to prepare the nether side because the nether is also loaded, and that needs to be completely removed in the 7x7 chunk area as well. So yeah, this is quite a large project we're going to be taking on. So yes, this is a huge project, and we've already been doing quite a bit of it before. Basically, the project was not going to happen for quite a while because we kept coming up with new concrete factories, as you know from the videos I've been posting. The last few ones I did for farm-wise were all concrete factories predominantly, and that's because I was re-optimizing them a bit and making them basically making them more lag friendly in preparation for this. And then we ended up realizing that there were faster dupers, so that's when we went the 144k. Then we realized there was a even faster duper at the 192k, so that's when I went ahead and started looking at the 192k with Easy. Yeah, now we're at the stage where we are. The whole point of doing this is that, well, one, we'd have a duper per color, so we wouldn't have to keep changing them. With the 192k duper, it's quite awkward to change the colors. Changing it each time we want to use a color is going to be quite inconvenient, and also we're technical Minecrafters, we're lazy, we don't really want to keep changing out colors. But the actual advantage of having 18 dupers per gravity block wheel dupe, technically there's 19 gravity blocks types because gravel, but we're not going to be duping gravel. We're going to have it as a duper for completionist sake, and say that, well, we've got one, rather than actually use it. And the advantage of doing it each one individually is that, or having one for each individual gravity block type, is that we can actually run all of them simultaneously whilst in powder mode. I emphasize on the fact that we can run them simultaneously in powder mode. It will be able to collect all of the powders because it breaks the gravity block as it's falling, and then it collects in a water stream. So this will be fine. However, what won't be fine is doing it in factory mode, because in factory mode it can only handle 192k exactly, so we'd have to run each color individually for that. All these dupers will be spread out quite a bit on the server, and that means we're going to need a central control, and that is something we are all working on currently. So Easy is working on the chunk loading grid for this. Basically, we need to have if we're going to have a central control, we need to be able to chunk load lines in the nether. So this is what Easy has been working on. We also need to work on the central control for it once we've got all of the dupers in. So yes, this is a huge project. We've actually begun prepping a lot of the areas for the dupers. So this one was prepared quite a few months ago by Niru when he first joined. It was basically his first project, and he actually used my 7x7 chunk quarry for the job. However, we're not going to be using that for the next ones, because we've got a new one designed by Easy. It doesn't have to be rebuilt. So this one you have to build twice. You build it up a bit higher and make sure it doesn't blow anything up. It will blow itself up, sorry. So then it will mine out the area. Then it gets to a point where the TNT can't reach any further down. So then you have to completely dismantle it, rebuild it lower down, and launch it again to get down to the bottom few layers like has been done here. Probably use this location since it's already pre-prepared, but I'm pretty sure there's another location that has been prepared, which we'll go to in just a minute. But yeah, anyway, like I say, we're not going to be using this one anymore, and we're going to be using the one by Easy because it goes down by itself. So you launch it, it mines out an area, a few layers at a time, so about 4 layers each run, and then it will move down by 4 once it docks, and it will then go again. So basically on one full run, which is there and back, it mines out 8 layers, and then it will stop, redock itself, and it won't launch itself again until you decide you want to do it. A bit like this one. It docks itself, and then you can go ahead and remove the liquids, and then launch it again once all the liquids are gone. So here's the Duper Lightmatic, and it fits within the chunk. So yeah, the chunk loader here, is it inside the chunk? Yeah. Oh, it's just inside the chunk. So is that going to be an issue? No, that won't be an issue. No, it's completely inside the chunk. Yeah. So oh, is it? No, yeah, it is. Yeah, so it's inside this chunk, which means it's going to load this chunk as the center chunk, and then this chunk. Yeah, here we go. So yeah, that's the 7th chunk, which is the super loaded chunk. That's the lazy chunk. Then that's the fully loaded chunk, with this chunk being the center chunk, fully loaded. But yeah, but the main thing I wanted to see was actually how much room we've got underneath. And from the looks of it, we've got quite a lot of room, which means we can build this up without having to worry too much about the decoration. I've got an idea on how to do the decoration for the at least for the white concrete perimeter anyway. Right, so I found one of the other locations. I haven't gone over there yet, so I can't remember if it's actually been prepared. However, there is one issue with this location. It's right inside the fully loaded area for the mob switch over there. Why is there a villager? That doesn't seem right. As you can see, the MSPD is quite high. It's actually not as high as I thought it was going to be, the mob switch. I thought the mob switch would be much higher as I remember it, but that was on the old server specs, which were much worse than currently. So this is actually a little bit better. However, this is not ideal. Fully loading in the mob switch when we go to this location will not do at all. So we have been debating and talking about it, but we're thinking of actually moving the mob switch to a new location. I say moving, actually creating a completely new one out of shulker boxes. So that is something I will work on in the near future, actually, especially now that we want to get these sort of things running, and we're going to have a new mob switch anyway if we want to go ahead with this project. But anyway, let's go to this location and see what it's like. Oh yeah, looks like it was. Oh wait, it was built up, but it hasn't actually been done yet. So yeah, this is actually the Duper I was on about. Sorry, the Duper. This is the quarry I was on about by Easy. Really elegant and really simple. And if we have time at the end of the video, we will actually launch this particular one. Yep. Aha. Oh, it's on the border. Perfect. Right. Okay. So we just need to actually, yeah, do this one as well. So yeah, so if we have time, we'll be doing this one at the end of the video. Okay, looks like I found one of the locations that has been partially done. So yeah, so the liquids here haven't been finished, but yeah, Easy's Duper is being used here as well. There's quite a lot of horrible lava there, which is probably why this location's been half done. So yeah, I've been told though there's one other location that has been done, so let's continue trying to go ahead and find that one. Okay, so I got tired of flying around the Nether trying to find the other location that has been bombed out. Nero can't remember the exact location either, so I'm just going to take his word on it that that it's been done. I'm going to now show you the actual sort of plan for the layout of this project. So we've got all of the actual strongholds here. So these aren't the actual locations of the portals themselves. It's the actual coordinates of the strongholds, and then it all links up to a central control. This central control will be under the Nether hub once that's done. And then it's going to branch off in 4 ways. You can see here, to go into each of the dupers. Now we've roughly grouped up the types of things we're duping based on how appropriate they are. So like sort of types of colours, like more colourful colours. So pink, magenta, cyan, like blue, and purple. They're quite bright colours, so they're over here. I mean, yellow's also a bright colour, but we put it over here with the orange, red, lime, and green because it just sort of made more sense to put them there. And then the colours that really make sense to put together, like white, light grey, black, and brown, because they're the more dull colours. And then what really makes sense to put together is the non-concrete, which is just red sand, eggs, and gravel. So yeah, so the dragon eggs are the unique one, and then red sand are the ones we actually dupe. And then furthest away will be gravel because we don't want to dupe it. We dupe it there anyway to prepare for prepare that location so that we can say that we have a duper location for it. And then this unused one, I believe, is the main storage. Anyway, that's enough of that. Let's get back to Minecraft. So we're back at the location for the white concrete duper. Over there, I've removed all the TNT from the fly machine there because I'm going to remove that after we've actually built up the duper. We don't really want to remove that right now. I'll remove it later once we actually get working onto the decoration, but we don't want to destroy the duper. So, or get anything in the end for that matter, because the thing is going to be open now. So I'm going to go ahead and went ahead and removed it all just to be safe. Let's now actually remove the frames. Now, I've shown this before, and I think I only showed this when I was on the Eternal SMP. No longer remember there. It's most likely that most of my viewers here, most of you, have never watched any of those episodes, and I wouldn't encourage you because they were terrible, very, very bad. And it wasn't even technical Minecraft; it was more like Hermitcraft. So yeah, not really the sort of thing I like to record. More the thing I enjoy watching. I love watching all the hermits. I love watching Hermitcraft. It's one of my favourite things to watch on YouTube. But yeah, to play it less so. It was it wasn't as great to play on Eternal than it is here. I'm going to show the process. Some of you probably already do know this anyway, but for those of you that are interested or don't know, and also so I'd log this completely. This trick to remove the end portals is to use red mushrooms to have them grow. They replace the end portal frames. Now I have backed the server up because if you mess this up by getting the locations wrong, I'm 99% confident this is the correct way of doing it, correct spacing and all that, but you could end up losing some of the end portal itself, which is not good because we need it all. So the setup is basically this. We go 2 blocks out from the center portal here, so this is 2 blocks out, and it's 3 blocks down, so 1, 2, 3, and then 2 blocks out, and it's that block there. So that's, if you need to do that, that's what you do. And then what you do is you bone it, so there's a chance that this will grow too high, which is fine, but because I can't be bothered to place the blocks above it because it's a bit more awkward. But yeah, anyway, let's have a go at doing that, and boom, did it perfectly. You see, it's completely removed it, and if we then get rid of that, we have a flush non-frame portal. It's always very satisfying to see a frame like this, and it's also great that in 1.17 that we can actually have the underside texture as well, and not just on above. Right, anyway, that's that. Let's actually now go ahead and build the duper. Okay, I hope you enjoyed the time lapse. I have done a few other things. I've made the chunk loader in the overworld to work. I've tested it, that all works perfectly fine. I've also removed the TNT dupers, and now we've got clear sky, which means that we can do the decoration after we've done this test. Essentially, well, not quite after this test, but in a couple of days' time. And we've got plenty of room to do it as well. So anyway, we're going to actually now test out the duper and make sure the storage all works. The storage worked on the SMP after a few little issues with things having been pasted in from World Edit as well as the Lightmatica causing some issues. But other than that, it should be fine. Because we're not obviously doing it, we're not pasting anything in, then everything should be perfectly fine. So this is the overworld nether side even. The chunk loader is a dustless chunk loader, just using an observer here. Now, when we turn this on, this will retract, allowing this piston to extend, and it's being powered currently by the comparator there, which you can't see. There you go. And however, when this retracts, this doesn't update, and it's powered, but it doesn't think it's powered. So you need to update it, and that's what the OrbloC's here for. So once we turn this on, this will power this, which will power the OrbloC, and activate it. Right, chunk loader's on. MSPT's shot up a little bit. Oh, my frames. How is this doing? It's not doing a single thing. Why is that? What have we done wrong? This thing's not. I forgot trapdoor. I was also missing this observer here, so when the chunk loader activated the system, which then causes this to move up and move this, it just didn't. It just wasn't there, so it didn't even activate the central clock system. So everything else activated, but the central clock in the middle just didn't work at all. Right, let's now go back to the nether. Let's turn on the chunk loader. There we go. Hopefully this is now doing something. There we go. We'll find out in a minute, won't we? If we go into the end. Oh, that was perfect. There we go. No items are going to the side, which is good. And they're going in. And then they come across a little bit and then go back up into the center. Where are they now? Yep, they're gone the right way and they're going towards powder. Excellent. Right, white concrete is this one. So let's see how it's doing. So yeah, some will go over and then loop back around, but no items will end up despawning. So let's just check if the loop's actually on. Yeah, the loop is on. Excellent. Right, let's wait for one. Yeah, here we go. So this one here will come around and then drop down and then goes back into the loop there. Right, let's now make sure things are working okay here. Looks like it is. Oh. Oh, right, so the thing that is missing here is a piece of redstone at this comparator. We didn't add it in because we didn't want to accidentally activate all the clocks, which, yeah, would have been problematic. I just need to, add redstone to each of these, and then we'll be fine. That's much more like it. You can see here they're coming in at 4 times hop speed. So let's check all of them. That one's going, as is that one, as is that one. As is that one, is that going 2? No, it's going 4. As is that one. And then, yeah, that's it. Yep, cool, that's working. Okay, we are nearly there. It's going to break in a minute. there we go. And it, yep, put it in perfectly. Got, yep, still got spares there. Get more there, yep. Okay, let's check. Is this where it's going to be? Yep, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, perfectly in sync. That is very satisfying. Okay, it's time to now try the actual concrete factory. And now let's check, make sure this is all okay. Yep, that looks perfect. So yeah, so there will be a few items spewed about a little bit when you first change the modes, but that's perfectly fine. It's just that it has to do that before it gets activated properly, because everything doesn't activate in sync. But once it is, here we go, we've got tons of concrete coming in. Right. Let's now check if this has gone correctly. It has. Perfect. Right. Which one will it go in first? It will go into this side. So, yep, there we go. Got all 6 there. Anyway, I'm glad that this is all working, so I'm going to leave it running overnight. The storage will fill in about 16 hours, and so yeah, that's what we have to. That's how long it will just have to be on. Another test of the server of this will be once the storage is full, whether it actually properly activates the overflow protection. So it will shut the entire system off, and it will allow the shulker boxes to, well, not shulker boxes, the white concrete to just keep looping around continuously in. Okay, it's been around 16 hours and we have now got the entire storage full, and it has successfully turned itself off for the overflow protection. So all of these hoppers are now full with 64 items of each one. These boxes here are partially full, which is what we expected, and then here we have just 2 boxes, which is the amount that you need to turn this off. And yeah, so this is all working, this is all great. I'm very, very happy that this has come out the way it has. And yeah, it's also very nice to have just tons and tons and tons of concrete, and finally being able to have like a full storage of this thing rather than just partially full from the old setup we had. So I'm afraid that's all I've got time for. If you did enjoy the video, please give it a like, subscribe if you would like to see more, and please join our Discord if you would like to see the progress updates and talk to us over there. It would be greatly appreciated. You can also grab a Lightmatic of this storage on that Discord, and you can also get a link to that quarry that Easy designed. Anyway, if you did enjoy this video, please give it a like, subscribe if you'd like to see more, and I shall see you again real soon. Bye bye.